Once you get your do-it-yourself dungeon kit, the first thing you should do is separate out all the pieces as you see I have them here. Find the two tools and line them up so that they do come across opposite of each other. It's very important that they don't match the same side. Once you get that done, go ahead and glue them up, set them off to the side so they can be drying, and then we'll move on to the joints. The corner joints are the first joints that you should really go ahead and put together. You can lay them out as I've got them here. Go ahead and just run a single bead of glue and get them folded up. Now it's very important that you put these back against something solid so that they line up and stay square. Because if they're crooked here, they'll be crooked in your dungeon. Go ahead and scrape out any excess glue. For the four-way joints, just lay them out as I've got them here, run single bead of glue, and then just assemble them and clean up all the squeeze out glue that comes from the different joints. The three ways are very simple as well. You simply put a little glue up top and bottom in a straight line, and then insert the other piece and scrape out the extra glue. Always be careful that you scrape out all the glue and they end up nice and straight. For the end caps, you simply need to flip them over and squiggle some glue to where it's just where the fingers are on all three pieces, but not too far out because you don't want glue beyond the edge of this stick. That adds some additional support. Get it nice and squeezed and lined up, and then let it go ahead and dry. Let's move on to the three-way joint. I'm going to show you how we use the tool for the joints. Now we're going to flip it over and slide it to where it gives us our gap. You see here, if I tighten it up and press it nice and snug, then we're going to be able to put the two pieces together exactly where they need to be. We'll go ahead and let this dry and come right back to it. The magic of filmmaking has given us time to have it dry. Poof, in less than a second. Now we're going to go ahead and run glue on all four of these surfaces. Then we're going to stand it up, and all we have to do at this point is assemble the pieces. We put the short pieces on the short piece and slide the long piece in. We'll repeat on the other side, and then all we have to do is squeeze it and make sure that it stays nice and snug. Look at that, already done. Beautiful. For the corner pieces, we're going to go ahead and put glue in all four surfaces, and then simply place in the interior panels and the exterior panels, pinch and squeeze it all nice and together. And then gently slide it off somewhere so that it has time to dry and move on to the next one. The four-way joint is a little bit tricky since we have to put glue on all 8 surfaces before we go ahead and start putting it together. Once we do put it together, it's going to be just like all the others. We're simply gluing in our corners. However, you're going to need to be careful because these corners like to move a little bit. So get all 8 pieces before you squeeze. And then when you squeeze it nice and tight, it will snug up just perfect. Next, we'll go ahead and put together the 2-inch door panel. We're only going to do 1/2 of the door to start. We get it nice and glued in with a thin strip of glue, and then move on over to the other side once this has had time to dry just a little, being extra careful to get out any excess glue, as it will cause your doors to stick if you leave the glue in there. When doing the walls, I find it's easiest and fastest to do them in a batch. So I go ahead and glue all the walls I intend to do, and then just slide them into my tools. like so, and straighten them all out, match them all down, set them off to the side carefully so that the panel doesn't slide on the glue. Once you let one side dry, the other side is very easy. You don't need to use the tool anymore. You just glue it up, stand them on the end, and line the front to the back. And that's going to conclude this tutorial on how to assemble the do-it-yourself dungeon at home. Thank you for watching.